going to demo flowers, birds, and if we have more time, we'll do the landscaping. Usually, I teach flowers, bird during the springtime because every week we have different flowers coming out. So it's good that we have real flowers in front of us. And for the fall, I usually teach landscape because the land, the outside, the world is changing, especially in the East Coast. We have changing colors. So that's the time to capture the nature. So that's my usually rules, okay? So to this brush, the brush has a different size. If some are made of different hair, the soft hair usually paint the soft subject, like the petals. The harder brush, like it's made from like a fox hair or horse's hair, it's a harder. So harder brush bristles, well, good for making the rocks or the stems, the branches. So just easily to remember that the harder bristles will make harder things, and the soft bristles will hold water better and make petals. Then we have a little small detail ones, just maybe add a little statement for the flowers or some details. So another thing, it's very important, is the paper. The paper is not like a watercolor paper. The paper is, we call the Xuan paper, but maybe in the art store you will see sumi paper. That's a Japanese word for ink paper, and or you will see rice paper, but it's not made from rice. It's from some kind of straws fiber. But the paper, the difference, you know, when it's watercolor, you have 300 pounds to 140 pound paper, or hot press, or a cold press. But for the Chinese brush painting paper, that's have a different kind. So we will see. Depend on the absorption. We can see it's very absorbed, slowly absorbed, very slow absorbed. That's how much if it's a very absorbed, then when the brush touch the paper, then they will smear. If it's a semi, then they will smear slowly. Or if it's not absorbing or very slow absorbing, then we have more time to mix it. So it's like a watercolor paper. So, and the paper is very fragile, so we cannot use the pencil. So we have different ways of doing that. That's the paper. And usually for my students, I will tell them, you want to know before your brush touch the paper, you should test the paper. So just use a drop of water. See here. Okay, let me make it higher so you can see. I use a drop of water. So I put it down on the paper and see how it will smear. Then I know how much water on my brush should be. This is slower. And this one, even see this? Wow, very fast. So, and this one is slower. some paper has a little color, like off-white, looks like an antique. But most of paper is white, so it's hard to just look. You have to test it. Okay, now we will see. If we use this paper, okay, for example, let's see. We want to do flowers or butterflies. This is the peony. Peony is a very good demos for the big flower. I just want to take a look. The peonies. Okay, here. And then we have that. We can have a little more contemporary. And we have a tradition. Okay, that's the peony part. Okay, now we will see. So right now we don't have a peony in front of us, but all the homework, all the work behind the curtain or behind the screen is I did all the sketch, live sketch when they bloom. So I have all the sketch and also put in my mind too. Yeah, that's one thing. Okay. Now we see the color, is the color. Okay. The second important thing is how you load your brush. Different is the watercolor. Watercolor, usually you mix what color you want and make all the colors. But for the Chinese painting, we don't mix colors beforehand. We mix colors all on the brush. So the brush will have, okay, I make a water and a little pink. Then I have a darker at the tip. Let me make that a little bit. Okay. Because I hope you can see it. Okay. So I use water to wet my brush. Then I wipe it out, the extra water. Make sure it is clear. Then I load my brush with light tones, then the darker tones. So if I have this way, clear, light, and dark, that's the way to do it. Okay, just at the tip. Okay, I want a flower that flips. So we'll see. Okay, this one will be my flowers, So I will have, just use my brush to do 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5. That's one petal. Okay, and this petal, it's maybe it's a flip petals. Okay, here's another flip petals. Okay. Usually I like to put a little water on my palette, so I don't need to go to the water all the time. If I have another brush, if I can use 2 brushes, then I make one darker. Okay, so I want another petals. just make another petal darker to make some contrast, so they will show the layer, because peony it's a big flower, has many layers. Okay, and then we have several layers. This is my light color one, so I have this color here. Then I have another one like here. So we'll make that a turn. My brush was sort of like the way I want. Okay, so one brush strokes will make one petal. Make another one. Make another one. And we can make it as bigger as we want. Okay. So, no. Yeah. See, this is darker, this is lighter. That's what we want. Those. Okay. A flip here. So, and I can make the petal like that. Now I can emphasize a little bit here. I put a little bit darker ink, then add the water. So I will make this part.
Are you using black ink there?
I add a little ink to make my red darker. So
Okay.
it becomes a darker red. But not too much, otherwise it will look different. Okay, so here, all right. Oh, I think we have enough. Oh, it's big enough, huh? All right. So, and the inside on the stems. So we have another one. So this is the okay. Let's make a part that leaves. We have another part leaves. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we have the leaves now. Okay, so here, have you ever seen the peonies leaves? They have one. So one brush strokes make the shape of the leaves. One, when you lift up and the brush will make a tip, make one.
So Josephine, someone's asking if there's a real flower that you're using, but you were saying you made sketches in your of the flowers and you have it in your mind, right?
Yeah, because right now the peony is already gone. So
right.
We don't have a peony. And I have all the pictures, all the photos and all the sketches. I can show you the sketch that I did. So then it's in my mind, yes.
But you're not working from a sketch right now. You're not looking at anything. You're just kind of working from your head, right?
Right now, yes. Not from anything. Mm-hmm.
But you probably have a lot of it sort of memorized in terms of how a peony looks because you have so much practice.
Yes. Yeah, usually I have a lot of collections, and to make sure I have those flowers with me in my mind.
Oh, nice.
Later on, we're gonna do Lotus. So I have all the Lotus pictures. Okay, right now we just do that one. I like to keep every color has a little dish, and this dishes, it is a saucer that I gather from a sale. One time they have a sale on dishes. So, okay, that part. All right, and
And the colors, they're watercolor, right?
watercolor. And the brand I like to use is a Holbein. Holbein is a Japanese color, and it's very bright, and it's very close to Chinese color. If I use Chinese color, I have the Chinese tubes too, and sometimes the Chinese color has a little chips. The chips, then it is same. You put the chips, then put some water, then the chips will soft, and then it becomes usable. Okay, so we have leaves here. Okay. So we have, all right. After that, let's make a little bit the beans. We can either make it black ink like, or we can use color. Can use opaque color for that. This is an opaque bamboo wood. So we can, it's not showing well, so we put some white. Right?
Josephine, Phoebe is asking if in your class that if we can paint marine mammals like dolphins and seascapes.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever done a dolphin?
No, but as long as we have the picture, we can always do that.
Nice.
So this is a we can have a little bit yellow for the statement. Okay, so
that's beautiful.
Yeah, this is. Then after that, you can have butterfly. If we have a butterfly, let's see, we can have a butterfly. Butterfly in a fast way of doing it. Okay, let's see. We have yellow first. Then we have a little bit of orange. Okay. Then we just like 1, 2, 3. Then we have another 1, 2, 3. We have a butterfly when we need a 2 butterfly to accompany. Yeah. All right. Then we make a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So we just start that part. And I have a stemma, and I have a body here. Then we can give them a little bit design for the wings. Okay, 1, 2 for the eye. So, okay, here. And then we can have like that.
They're so charming.
Yeah, then this is quite fast. Huh? So it's
They're
just
great.
like that. Hey. So they are going to with the flowers.
It seems like you need to have a lot of kind of determination and commitment to paint in the way that you're painting. Like you can't really hesitate. You sort of go for it.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I would say yes. Know what are you doing?
So what does that take? Just a lot of practice?
Yes. A lot of practice. So I would say the brush will listen to you.
Nice.
It will follow you, right? Okay. So this is how the brush works. And let's make one of the painting. Recently, because we are into the summer now. So, and the most popular summer flower is the lotus. So my class, everybody is painting lotus. And lotus with how the lotus will look. This is a lotus painting. I don't know whether you can see it. This is, you see what going on there. Because one time I went to Longwood Garden, I saw the multi-petals flower. So I get it here. And I have another flower, so I'll let it in here. Then put all the leaves around it. Okay, this is my sample. So we are not sitting by the pond, but we can take a picture. So now, I'm going to plan. Okay. 1 minute. See, I'm hiding my paper somewhere. Okay, here is our plate. Okay. For the lotus, in the class, we do need a practice. We need a look and we need a practice. So the lotus has 3 parts. One is the flower. The flower part, the outside it's usually darker, the inside is lighter, and the shapes that we needed to know. That's one part. So that's the homework that we need to practice on. So how do you do the flowers and the seed pots? That's the flower. And say this is a life sketch from the flower. The flower is in front of me. So I just, okay, the petal is supposed to be from the first one, it's close to you. So this is the first, second, and third, then the whole thing. Okay, that's the sketch from looking the real flowers. The flower part. Then is the leaves. The leaves, if it's flat from us, so our brush I will do it right now I just explain it. So my brush work will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then come back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh? That's when the flower, when the leaves is open. When the leaves, it's one side, maybe the wind blows, so they are flipped. So this part is the flip, and this part is the front, and this is the back. Usually the back is lighter, and the front is darker. So we need to use the contrast to show which way they are flipping. Okay, that's the leaves. Okay, so this is the flips is this way, huh? The third one is the stem. The stem usually it's all this way is the same width. It cannot be up and down, up and down. So this is no, and can be a little curve and so that's the stem. After the stem, we have some hair. On the stem, they have a little hair. So usually use a little dots to show the hair. Okay, so this is this way and coming this way. When the leaves, it's still closed, not open yet, like that. Then our brush should be going this way, goes this way then. So the brush have a direction. Follow the directions. After the leaves, we have some veins. So we will do the veins like up. So now, this is what we are going to do. So I'm going to make the pond interesting. I'm going to have 2 birds here, 1 flowers here. And that's my plan, my composition. Then this is the big leaves on top. Then they have another leaves at the bottom part. This is what I'm going to do. In a watercolor, you usually use the pencil to draw. But as I said, this paper is very fragile. It's hard to use the pencil and erase it. Maybe it will make a hole. So there's 2 ways doing that. One is you use the charcoal to give yourself a little bit of hint. So, okay, here's the bird. Or you can make your sketch on another piece of paper. So this is the sketch. I will have 2 birds here and flowers here. Then there's another leaves here and this leaves here. And they have some other growing there. Okay, that's the plan. So you can make a sketch on another piece of paper. And this kind of paper, well, you can see it. You can see through, about see through, huh?
So you're actually going to paint over the sketch in a sense because you can see through the paper?
I can see through the paper. Right now I don't need it. I can do it freehand. But for some people, they might not feel comfortable to do freehand, so they need a little guide. For example, also, okay, I want to know this is the eye, this is the bird, okay, this is the head. Okay, now so I have that. I have this one. I have eye here. I have another one here. Okay, you can do that too. But use charcoal, it's easier to just erase it. All right, but Right now, I will do it freehand. First, in a watercolor, you do the background first and leave the main subject, then do the main subject. In a Chinese brush painting, you do the main subject first. All the other things will serve the main subject. So the birds is the main subject. I'm going to do the bird first. When I do the bird, there's two shapes that in my mind. One is the head is like a ping pong ball, and the body is like an egg. That's what I usually do. So this is a ping pong ball, and this is the egg. All right. So first, I like to have the eye first. So then I know where's the bird. Okay, the eye first. So we have two dots here. I don't know whether you can see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, good. Then because it's small, huh? Then we have, then the second one is I have the beak. The beak, the line first, and the top one, then the bottom one. Okay, all right. Now is our beak. Of course, I have some kingfisher. I'm doing kingfisher, huh? Kingfisher is usually go with the lotus pond. They are catching fishes there. So this is all my reference photos. Okay. All right. So I'm doing the dark part. Okay. Yellow and here. Okay, so yellow first. Give a little water. Yellow first, then this part. Let's see. About that. Okay, so here. Sure, I don't know why the wheel becomes narrower. Okay, so here. That's one bit. Okay, here's here. Where's the second one? We have the eye first. Then we have the beak. Then we have the head.
Josephine, quick question. Are you wetting the paper first or just the brush and the colors?
Wet the paper?
Yeah.
No, cannot wet the paper. If wet the paper, then everything will smear.
Okay, great. And when you do the veins in the leaves, is it a particular process? Is it the same watercolor paint? You were saying it was an opaque color that you used last time?
It is opaque. In the whole vine, they have this kind of color. They call the antique bamboo. So they are opaque.
Okay.
Because it is already dark. If I need the vein stand out, I need to either use opaque or even darker than the leaves.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that part, that. And later we're gonna use opaque for this bird too, because the bird has a very bright turquoise color. This is it. Now this bird is slower, but the rest is bigger. See? Okay, now is the time for opaque. I have opaque green and opaque blue. Let's make a opaque blue on top of those black things. So we have,
Josephine, do you have any tips for how you apply brush strokes?
yeah. For the feather, we need a we need a like a further feather like so. Okay, later I'm going to do that. Okay. So right now here, and then we're gonna have the legs. So this leg is here, come here. And this guy has this leg. All right. So these two birds, temporary, we let them sit. Okay. So the other one is we are going to do the flower. Since the bird is very colorful, we're gonna do white flower. If the white lotus, then we need a outline. Otherwise, white on white, it's very difficult. If this is the flower, we're going to have here one petal, and here's another petal, and here's another petal. This petal, and we can have this petal here. And this petal right here. And we have another petal right here. And we're gonna have this petal here. Okay, the inside is the seed pod. Okay, if you join the class, then every single part we will do the demo. Right now, I'm trying to make one painting for you, so that's why it is a little bit you feel maybe difficult. So this is the one. All right. Okay, so it's a white flower, so we are going to have a stem for them. The stem will say here. That's how we're going. So I will say 8. Okay, I don't know what we will have something later there. So this is the flower. Then we will have leaves on top. I will show you maybe this guy here. Okay, here. This is the flower. This is the bird. Then we will have leaves flip this way, and then we have leaves there. Then we're gonna have the leaves here. We can have leaves here. So you have a general idea, okay? What I am going to do. And the flip ones, I'm going to use a little bit of black, a little bit burnt sienna, and some light green. All right, so I will be carefully go around this this flower. So maybe I'll come in here. Yeah. Try, this is a little absorbing paper, so I cannot do it too close. Otherwise, they will smear into it. So very careful in that part. Huh? So that's one part of the flip. The other part. Okay, so this is the flip of this lotus leaves. So the other part, we have to make a contrast. So, and we need to use a darker darker green. If it's not dark enough, you use a little bit blue to darker them. So make sure it's darker. Or if I don't have enough, I will put a little bit black to make it darker, even darker. Or you can use olive green to make it darker. Huh? So this is my leaves. Okay, coming this way. A little black, a little blue, sienna. Okay, now when they meet together, I need to be careful with this part. Leave a little bit space. Okay, can you see the, then I say, okay, this one I can shake a little bit and make a little bit inside. Okay. And they have
Like we should eat it by scooping it out?
then we have another stem for that part.
So Josephine, we are running low on time, and I wanted to leave a little bit of time for questions if there aren't, if there are any more. But you can continue painting, and if there are questions, please do type them into the chat box.
I can paint and you can just ask. I can answer. Huh?
Great, perfect.
So, yes.
My question was about kind of like the movement of the brush and how you use the brush, because that seems to be very specific and really affects the painting.
Yes. So they do need a lot of practice. Usually I will suggest people would do a more detailed ones first, then this freestyle. This is a freestyle. If you do a detail of this, then your mind knows where the picture goes. So that will be easier for the brush to move.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the sketches that you showed us before starting this painting was really kind of part of that sort of practice where you're working on little thumbnails almost, and
Yeah.
really separating it in terms of here's the leaf, here's the flower, here's the bird, and doing each one separately
Right.
and focusing in and practicing those brush strokes and, you know, what works. How did you first learn to paint in the style, and who are some of your favorite artists who use this technique?
Say it again.
How did you first learn to paint in this style, and who are some of your favorite artists who use the same technique?
Oh, I first started to paint about 50, 60 years ago, just a little while. Then I have my children, and then I don't have time to do that. And then later, there's one of the professors moved to my area. So then I follow him for 2 or 3 years. Then, so we needed every single subject. We are practicing a lot. Calligraphy is also related because that's how you use your brush to move. Okay, so we almost done for that part. This one, huh? Then we need a little bit something here. So we make a halfway open, huh? So we just use this part and halfway that part. So they are here. Then we can use a little bit darker in the middle part.
And are there artists who work in the same technique that you that you've looked at or that have inspired you?
Oh yes, I have a lot of reference book, and I also have some videos to look at it. And for the nature, I go to nature to look at the most. But so yesterday, I mean, this couple of days, I was thinking, I don't know whether the participant they have experience of brush painting or they don't.
So a lot of people said that they didn't really have experience and were curious about the medium.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
they're mostly new to it.
yeah. If we have more time, or we have next time, I will go more details about how to start. And today I was thinking maybe we need to have a finished part. That's why. Okay, 1, 2.
Well, it is amazing to watch you paint. It's mesmerizing.
Okay, so we have some other pens here, huh? And we can have another pen like that one. So we just move our brush, and there's another leaves that maybe here. And we have, just make it faster, huh? Okay, so take huh? We have another leaves. So around here. Then we can have another one here. Okay, you can ask questions. I can answer because I did.
I think that's all the questions so far.
Oh, okay. Okay, then we have another part of this one. What's this one?
How long did it take you to master the technique, do you feel like? And do you feel like you're a master of it now?
No, I'm still learning, right? Every day.
Or you're just being modest.
It is always have more room to go, right? So if we are doing the wings, I just want to make sure I did some things here. So here we have outward.
Maybe while you're doing the veins, can you talk a little bit about sort of the spirituality of the medium? Do you see it as a form of meditation or kind of connection to a more spiritual side of yourself?
Yes, they do. First, we are more appreciate the nature. I think learning this painting, and I have several things. One, I'm appreciate nature more, and I said, wow, what the God that is, he is the greatest artist and design those little details. Everyone is different. That's one. And the second one, I feel I can more observe. So learning the painting is really learning how to observe and how to appreciate the nature. So I'm more a nature person, and I feel, And those kind of painting also, well, okay. This way. No. You tell me when you look, what do you think? Do you see something?
Do I see something? I think that there seems to be also just this presence that's needed, this kind of presence in the moment to really control the brush. And that seems like a meditation in and of itself, just the ability to control this really malleable medium, but it's also not very forgiving. And I've tried, you remember me in your classroom as a student. So I tried this medium, and it's certainly challenging, but it does feel very meditative, and it's very in the moment, and you're very present with the painting and how you manipulate it. So
yes,
yeah.
Right now I'm talking, and I know a group of people there. Usually I paint myself. It is meditating, and it is the present. It's you need to know exactly where your brush goes and how much they are when they meet the paper, and how it will happen, because the absorption, it's already there. So see, it's already go through the paper, and the only thing we can do at the same time is listen to the music, not talk to other people.
Yeah, I'm sure it's really difficult to talk and paint at the same time for you. So one last question before we go. What type of brush do you recommend someone who's beginning in this technique, and where do you find brushes like these in Philly?
In Philly, huh? In Philly, sorry, well, I cannot find any good brushes in the Philly. You can be online, and the beginners, the brushes. One, it's a soft gold brush. Soft gold brush is usually white, and the second one will be a fox hair. It's a brown. And the third one is a little detail. So at least these three you need. Um,
And
then
when
you
people
can,
register for your class, do you help them find supplies?
yes. Usually, if they don't know, I provide. I only provide those materials for my students, not for regular sale, you know. So it's easier. So they can tell me says they need a beginner's uh, kit, beginner's set. So I will have the right, because I want them to have a right uh, tool to use.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is they don't need to buy from me. They can order from internet, either Amazon, or there's a Oriental Art Supply, OAS. This is a website, and they sell pretty good brushes, white paper, and the brushes. And the paper, usually I suggest them to have a different kind. One is absorption, second is a semi-absorption, or totally not absorption. So then they can do different subject. For the not really absorb the paper, they do details, like very very specific details. For the freestyle, it's better use absorption paper. But at the beginning, it is a totally absorption. It's hard to handle because their brush is not move as fast as I am. So when your brush is stay there for one more second, they make a big blob. So, so I would suggest them to do the semi-absorption. So, and
Gotcha.
for the coming fall semester, we're still online, and we have my preparation is for the landscape. For landscape, I will do, for landscape, we will have uh, paint tree first, then paint the rocks, then paint the mountains. Then we will see how to do water, how to do the sky, the clouds. So those kind of things first. Then we put together, it will be right. If we don't have those prepared step by step, then they put together, they won't be a good landscape. I don't think.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so everything in the classroom, then we will do step by step. Like in the classroom, I will say, okay, paint the flower first. Or today we are emphasized on painting bird. So that not today is because it's a demo. So I said, okay, maybe I will do the whole thing for you.
Yeah. It was beautiful. It was so much fun. Thank you so much, Josephine. This was incredible. And thank you everyone for joining us.
Okay. If they are interested in, they can always come to try the class first, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Josephine's going to have a class in the fall, and she already said it was landscapes. So you kind of got a sense of the structure of the class. So hope this was informative for you guys, and do join us for tomorrow's studio visit with Paul Dussault, and also an intuitive painting demo with Doa Lee on Thursday. You can register for those on our website under our calendar page. And Josephine, those are just gorgeous landscapes. Those are amazing.
This is the landscape. We have birds here, and then we have trees, or can do So landscape, you really need to know which season you are doing. So winter is like that, and fall is like those. So that's how.
Thank you so much for sharing with us tonight, Josephine. You were just incredible. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thanks everyone for joining us again for Fleisher from a Distance. Stay safe, everybody, and thanks so much, and have a great night.
Good night.